Good evening to all pro wrestling fans from all around the world, of all shapes and sizes. Welcome to another Pro Wrestling Talk video brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the Tube. I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. So, more pro wrestling tournament updates. Going to talk about three of them. One has just concluded, and then the other two have pretty much reached. One has reached to the finals, the other has reached to the playoffs. So we got quite a bit to talk about. Let's go ahead and dive right in. Starting off, the Tokyo Princess Cup 11 of TJPW has just concluded. Not really thrilled about the outcome at all. Not thrilled at all. And if you ask me, it's gonna sting for a bit. It's really gonna sting for a bit. But yeah, yeah. So the finals came down to Yuki Aino and Ryo Mizunami, the Yuki Nikki reunion. And unfortunately, Ryo Mizunami did end up picking up the victory, dropping Yuki Aino with a hot limit and pinning her for the 1-2-3. Yuki Aino fought really, really hard, but yet came up short in the finals. And honestly, I think it sucks. And it's no shade or offense towards Ryo Mizunami. I like Ryo Mizunami, but I strongly felt like the wrong person won. I felt like the wrong person won. And I know a lot of folks want to mention that this is a run back from 2 years ago. That's the thing. This was two years ago. Like, I get it and all, but that was from 2 years ago. Really? Not to mention, and another thing, I know a few people I've talked to mentioned that they weren't too sure if Yuki Aino was injured or was dealing with some lingering pain. Honestly, I felt like she looked fine. I felt like she was fine. But, you know, I'm not her. I'm not the one in that ring, so I don't know for sure. But from what I saw, she looked fine. I think what just really bothers me is this was pretty much exactly the same type of thing that happened last year with Yuki Kamifuku. Had a pretty difficult path, made it to the finals, and then lost to Miyu Yamashita. You look at this tournament, I don't think anybody could dispute that Yuki Aino had a pretty insanely difficult path. Like I said, let's reiterate who she beat to get to the finals. She beat, she had the one rookie, Runa Okubo. She beat Shoko Nakajima, who's a former Princess Tag Team Champion and a former Princess of Princess Champion. Okay? She beat Yuki Kamifuku, who's a former International Princess Champion, and she was a finalist in the Tokyo Princess Cup 10, which was last year. And she beat Zara Zakir, who came into this tournament on fire, opening up with two big victories over Mizuki, who's a 4-time Princess Tag Team Champion and a former Princess of Princess Champion. And she upset our current Princess of Princess Champion, and actually our second ever Grand Slam champion, and Miyu Watanabe. And Yuki Aino ended up beating her. So, you look at Ryo Mizunami's path, beat Haru Kazushiro, beat Rika Tatsumi, and beat Yuki Arai. Okay, I give it to her. She beat the current International Princess Champion, Yuki Arai. She beat the first ever Grand Slam champion in Rika Tatsumi. But Yuki Aino had one more match than Ryo Mizunami. And I just really feel like with the build-up, with how big of a build-up that they did with Yuki Aino, only to have her lose in the finals, just makes no sense to me. It's disappointing. It's really disappointing. Especially considering this is somebody who has yet to win a singles championship. I mean, we know she's been a 2-time Princess Tag Champion, of course, originally with her sister. And then recently, before Daisy Monkey, with Ryo Mizunami. I mean, I understand the matchup and everything, but just with the way she got booked and the way she looked throughout this tournament, like, just really looks disappointing, you know, to have her booked to lose in the finals. Pretty much the exact same way that happened to Kamiyu last year. And it's just like, dang. It's like the one issue that I have with TJPW. It's like, they gotta start putting some of these other names that you normally don't see in the spotlight, in the championship spotlight. You know, they gotta really start doing that more. And, you know, Yuki Aino's been with TJPW a long time. You know what I mean? It's like, here we got Ryo Mizunami, who's not even a signed talent, which, you know, she's mainly a freelancer, and that's fine. But it's just like, you really had something. You really had something big there with Yuki Aino. And I'm not saying that she had to be the one to end up going to Wrestle Princess 5 and dethroning Miyu Watanabe. You know, it's just the fact that, I'll give you an example. The whole thing with Waka Tsukiyama. Remember how the whole Wakamania thing started? You know, she got into the Cinderella tournament. She won a match. She won a match or two, but didn't end up making it to the finals. Didn't end up winning the tournament. And of course, that all came up after she finally got her first victory in Stardom in tag team competition when she pinned Nanae Takahashi. Like, that's an example. I mean, can you really say Wakamania is a thing when she didn't end up capitalizing in the end? You see what I mean? I mean, you could say that for Kofi Kingston and Kofi Mania. He ended up winning the title. So, of course, that's legit. That's valid. But can you really say the same with Wakamania? You really can't. You really can't. And, you know, it's the same way with Kamiyu and with Yuki Aino. You really can't, because they didn't end up reaching to the top. And this was the best opportunity that both of those ladies could have done that. At least in regards to this tournament. So, I don't know. It's annoying to me. It's really annoying to me because there's no telling. Honestly, I have no idea if she's ever gonna win that singles title. To be honest, maybe her best bet is winning the International Princess Championship, but I'm not even so sure if that's going to happen. I mean, it looks like next up, Aris Endo is going to be the next one to challenge for that title, but I'm just saying, like, I'm just ready to see talent in the top spot that you normally don't consistently see. I mean, we've seen that a lot from, Rika Tatsumi, from Miyu Yamashita. Like, and I know, and Miyu Watanabe is fine. Totally fine. She's on a roll. I dig it. But it's just, they got to start building up some of these other ladies more and more. And it's just, I don't know. Yuki Aino being here this long and still not even one singles title, and with the way that she's been booked and the path that she had in this tournament, I don't know. I truly feel like the wrong person won. But like I said, nothing against Ryo Mizunami. Nothing against her at all. But I honestly feel like the wrong person won. But that's just my opinion. Take it for what you will. But with that being said, Ryo Mizunami wins the Tokyo Princess Cup 11 tournament, and therefore she has earned a shot at the Princess of Princess Championship at Wrestle Princess 5. So she will take on Miyu Watanabe for the title. And just to remind everybody, that takes place at the Makuhari Messe in Tokyo, Japan on September 22nd. So definitely look forward to that. But not only, I gotta mention this as well because this is actually pretty cool. But not only did that get announced, or not only did that get confirmed and whatnot, there have been some other matches. There's some other matches that got confirmed for Wrestle Princess 5. So let's just check it out right quick. So, of course, we know that this is going to be your main event. Here it is right here. Princess of Princess Championship. And it was also announced a good while ago that Daisy Monkey will defend the Princess Tag Team Championships in one of their toughest challenges, as they will take on 1-2 million of Maki Ito and Miyu Yamashita. So that's going to be a really, really big test for them. But check this out. Oh, yeah. Xia Zhao, formerly known as Xia Li back in the WWE, will make her TJPW debut as she gets booked for Wrestle Princess 5. She will be in a tag team match teamed up with the Popping Sugar Rabbit Mizuki as they will take on the team of Vinny and Yuki Kamifuku. So big opportunity for Xia Zhao to be showcased on a big show in Japan under the TJPW banner. So I'm really happy for her. I've gotten to meet her once before, her and Kairi Sane at the same time on an NXT show in Durham, North Carolina, which was a pretty solid show. But yeah, I'm just really happy to see Xia Zhao continue to get booking opportunities. She was recently on Kitsune Women's Wrestling. But yeah, she's been, starting to pop up more and more bookings here and there. And this is a great opportunity for her to be on a show like Wrestle Princess, which, Wrestle Princess is one of TJPW's main big shows throughout the year. Because, they usually have Grand Princess, Summer Sun Princess, Wrestle Princess. So, yeah, this is one of their big shows. And she's going to get to compete. So, very happy for her. Very happy for her. And they also announced that we're going to have a one-on-one match. Queen Emi Sakura will take on the big kaiju Shoko Nakajima. So that should be a really fun match. But yeah, we get Emi Sakura back in the TJPW ring via Wrestle Princess 5. So already you got some some nice matches for Wrestle Princess 5 in September. Should be good. And also, it was also announced that Aja Kong, Max the Impaler, and Pam Harajuku will team up for a match at Wrestle Princess 5. They'll team up as a trio. Now, the opponents have yet to be announced. So, looking forward to hearing when that information comes out. But yeah, I'm very curious to see who their opponents are going to be. I think it's going to be nice. I think it's going to be really good. I think Wrestle Princess is still going to be a solid show. So, looking forward to when they hash out the rest of the card for Wrestle Princess 5. Okay. Let's switch gears now. We are going to switch gears to the Pro Wrestling Noah N-1 Victory 2024 tournament. We now know who is in the finals. So let's go ahead and go through the final results of the block matches for this tournament. Alrighty, we got our spreadsheet up. Let's dive in. Okay. For Block A. So, of course, to reiterate, unfortunately, sitting at the bottom with 0 points on a final record of 0-7 was Atsushi Kotoge, who unfortunately had to forfeit his remaining matches due to injury. But as far as matches he competed in, he lost to Josh Briggs and Dragon Bane and had to forfeit the rest of the matches. So, once again, wishing a speedy recovery for Atsushi Kotoge, and hopefully he will get back into the ring ASAP. Okay, moving along. We have one competitor with a final score of 6 points with a record of 3-4, which is Dragon Bane. Dragon Bane had 3 victories over Atsushi Kotoge, Masakita Miya, and Luis Mante, but 4 losses to Kaito Kiyomiya, Ryohei Oiwa, Jack Morris, and Josh Briggs. So, pretty rough tournament for him, but he did get a few wins at least. Alright, we have 2 competitors that finished tied at 7 points apiece on a final record of 3-1, and they were Masakita Miya and Ryohei Oiwa. So, let's take a look at Ryohei Oiwa. He had the 3 victories, 2 over Jack Morris and Dragon Bane, and the forfeit victory over Atsushi Kotoge. He had the 3 losses to Masakita Miya, Luis Mante, and Josh Briggs, and he had the 1 draw against Kaito Kiyomiya, which, oh man, that was a really, really good match. Really good match. I thought he was going to pull off the victory, but ended up being a draw. But still, not bad against the current GHC heavyweight champ. But, not a bad showing. Not that bad of a showing from Ryohei Oiwa. Definitely better than I expected. Definitely better than I expected. Alright, Masakita Miya. His 3 victories were over Ryohei Oiwa. Jack Morris had the forfeit over Atsushi Kotoge. His 3 losses were to Dragon Bane, Luis Mante, and Josh Briggs. And he had the 1 draw. Also with Kaito Kiyomiya. So, yeah, I found that kind of interesting that Kaito Kiyomiya had 2 draws. But yeah, unfortunately, I was a little disappointed. I felt like Masakita Miya should have done better than 7 points, but It is what it is. I mean, he's just one of my faves in Pro Wrestling Noah. But, oh, better luck next time. All right, we have two competitors that finished with 8 points apiece with a final record of 4-3. They are Jack Morris and Luis Monte. Let's look at Luis Monte. He started off pretty hot. Started off undefeated for a bit, but then just kind of started to go downhill. But his 4 wins were over Kaito Kiyomiya, Masa Kitamiya, Ryohei Oiwa, and had the 1 forfeit victory over Atsushi Kotoke. But the 3 losses were to Jack Morris, Dragon Bane, and Josh Briggs. So, got off to a hot start, but then started to descend a little bit. But still had a great tournament overall. All right, Jack Morris. Same record, 4-3, 8 points. Victories over Dragon Bane, Luis Monte, Josh Briggs, and the forfeit over Atsushi Kotoke. But he had the 3 losses to Kaito Kiyomiya, Masa Kitamiya, and Ryohei Oiwa. Great showing. Definitely a great showing for Jack Morris. Did better than I thought he was going to do. So, I was pretty pleased. All right. Now, we do have 2 competitors that finished with 10 points total, but only one of them ended up making it to the finals. So the one that came very close but couldn't quite make it to the finals, finishing with 10 points on a 5-2 record, is NXT's own Josh Briggs. Josh Briggs, a great showing in Pro Wrestling Noah through this tournament. He had 5 wins over Luis Monte, Dragon Bane, Ryohei Oiwa, Masa Kitamiya, and Atsushi Kotoke. His only 2 losses were to Kaito Kiyomiya and Jack Morris. So, wow, quite a great showing from Josh Briggs in this tournament. I mean, he did excellent. Did really excellent. And he came close. He came very close. But the block winner, finishing with 10 points on a 4-1-2 record, ended up being the current GHC heavyweight champion, Kaito Kiyomiya. 4 victories over Jack Morris, Dragon Bane, Josh Briggs, the forfeit victory over Atsushi Kotoke. He had the 1 loss. The only 1 loss he had was against Luis Monte, which was actually his first match of the tournament, and 2 draws with Masa Kitamiya and Ryohei Oiwa. And pretty much the main reason Kaito Kiyomiya won the block because he owns the tiebreaker over Josh Briggs. So, oh man, if only Josh Briggs, which he had a great match. He had a really great match with Kaito Kiyomiya, but unfortunately was not able to defeat him. Oh, if he would have pulled that off, that would have been awesome. It would have been cool to see Josh Briggs make it to the finals. But you know what? He had a great tournament, and I'm pretty sure, hopefully this won't be the last time we see Josh Briggs in a Pro Wrestling Noah ring. The dude did amazing. I've met Josh Briggs before back in Evolve years ago, so that's why I was definitely rooting for Josh Briggs, and I'm just happy to see he did great in this tournament. Finished 5-2 with 10 points. Not bad at all. But Kaito Kiyomiya is your winner of the A block, and he advances to the finals. So congrats to Kaito Kiyomiya. All right, let's look at Block B. Okay, Block B. Unfortunately, we have one competitor that had to forfeit the rest of his matches due to injury, and therefore has a final record of 1-6 2 points total, and that is Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr. He had the one victory over Oka Sasaki, a loss to Yoshiki Inamura, Alpha Wolf, and then he had to forfeit the rest of his matches due to injury. So, speedy recovery for him. Hope he will be all right. All right, we had one competitor finish with a record of 2-4-1 for 5 points total, and that is Alpha Wolf. Alpha Wolf, let's see, 2 victories over Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr. and Titus Alexander. He had the 4 losses to Tavion Heights, Yoshiki Inamura, Oka Sasaki, and Manobu Soya, and had the 1 draw with Keno, which, honestly, his match with Keno was pretty solid. That was a pretty solid match. One of my favorite matches with Alpha Wolf in this tournament. But definitely struggled in this tournament and only amassed 5 points. All right, we had 2 competitors that finished with 6 points each on a final record of 3-4. They are Oka Sasaki and Yoshiki Inamura. Let's look at Yoshiki Inamura. Well, at least we know he did a better job this year than he did last year, that's for sure. He got the 3 victories over Alpha Wolf, Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr., and Manobu Soya, which was actually a pretty surprising upset. But it's got 4 losses to Keno, Oka Sasaki, Titus Alexander, and Tavion Heights. Definitely struggled, but hey, at least he did a better job this year than he did in last year's tournament. So hey, I can dig it. Oka Sasaki. Victories over Tavion Heights, Alpha Wolf, Yoshiki Inamura, but losses to Keno, Manobu Soya, Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr., and Titus Alexander. I felt like he definitely struggled quite a bit because I believe he's still currently the GHC national champion. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe he is. Okay. Where was I? Oh, yeah. We got 2 competitors that finished with 4-3 records with 8 points apiece. And they just happen to be both of the American talent. Titus Alexander and Tavion Heights from NXT. Let's take a look at Tavion Heights. Not bad. Not a bad tournament overall for him. 4 victories. Had the victory over Alpha Wolf, Yoshiki Inamura, the forfeit victory over Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr., and the biggest upset of the entire tournament, he beat Keno. That's right, he beat Keno. That was a pretty big deal. 3 losses to Manobu Soya, Oka Sasaki, and Titus Alexander. But once again, a great showing from Tavion Heights, who's from the NXT roster. So him and Josh Briggs had a very successful tour here in Pro Wrestling Noah through this tournament. So hey, I think that's awesome. I think that's really awesome. And it was funny, got to see quite a number of pictures on social media with Tavion Heights with some of the fans in Japan and other wrestlers as well. So it looked like Tavion Heights had a blast. So I'm happy for him. I'm very happy for him. Titus Alexander, from West Coast Pro, 4-3, the forfeit victory over Dr. Wagner Jr. He had victories over Tavion Heights, Yoshiki Inamura, and Oka Sasaki. His 3 losses were to Alpha Wolf, Manobu Soya, and Keno. I really felt like he came close in the match with Keno and Manobu Soya, but came up a little short. But, great showing overall from Titus Alexander. You know, it looks like he's developed quite a presence in Pro Wrestling Noah. So I expect we'll see a lot more of Titus Alexander in this turn, and not in this, just in this tournament, but in Pro Wrestling Noah overall. So definitely happy for Titus Alexander. All right, we had one competitor that finished with a final record of 5-2, 10 points total, and that's Manobu Soya. Manobu Soya, he had the 5 victories. He had over Oka Sasaki, Alpha Wolf, Titus Alexander, Tavion Heights, and the forfeit over Dr. Wagner Jr. His only 2 losses were to Yoshiki Inamura and Keno. So, overall, really great tournament for him. And just, you know, he's looked great ever since his return to Pro Wrestling Noah. But, unfortunately, came up a little short in order to advance to the finals. Because the competitor advancing to the finals, winning the B block with a final score of 11 points with a record of 5-1-1 is Keno. Keno, victories over Manobu Soya, Oka Sasaki, Yoshiki Inamura, Titus Alexander, and the forfeit over Dr. Wagner Jr. His one and only loss was to Tavion Heights, the biggest upset of the entire tournament, and the one draw with Alpha Wolf. And just like that, Keno wins the B block and advances to the finals of the N-1 Victory 2024 tournament. So, we know that he will battle Kaito Kiyomiya in the finals. But not only that, Kaito Kiyomiya will also put the GHC Heavyweight Championship on the line for this finals match. So the stakes have been raised. We're going to have the title on the line as well as the trophy for the N-1 Victory tournament. So, hey, double or nothing, right? So, definitely, I like that they're doing that. I think that's really cool that they're doing that. So, yeah, that's exciting. But it's going to come down to Keno and Kaito Kiyomiya. So, should be good. Should be really, really good. And also, let's see. We also know they got a couple of matches already booked for the finals, which the finals will take place on September 1st. September 1st, which that is on a... Is that a Sunday? Yeah, it's on a Sunday. So, N-1 Victory 2024 finals will be on September 1st. But here are some other matches that they got booked for the show. Check it out. So we know we got the finals up here. But, look at the bottom here. Look at the bottom. We got a trios match. Luis Monte will team with Galeno Del Mal and Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr. Oh, looks like he'll be good to go. Looks like he'll be good to go to return. So, good to hear. But it'll take on the trio of Dragonbane, Alpha Wolf, and Shun Skywalker from Dragon Gate. So that should be a lot of fun. We got an 8-woman tag match as well. So good to see the ladies back in a Pro Wrestling Noah ring. And it looks like we got Team Marigold. Got Marigold in the house as Kizuna Tanaka, Bozilla, Miku Ano, and Koki Amare will team up representing Marigold, and they will take on the team of the Phoenix of Osaka, Miyuki Takase, Sandra Moon, Takumi Aroha, and the Great Sakuya. Great Sakuya back, will be back from her little mini tour in the U.S., which she competed in the Queen of the Indies tournament, as well as she was a surprise on the recent pro wrestling Kitsune Pro women's wrestling show. So, yeah, looking forward to seeing the ladies back in action on the show. We also got a couple of title matches as well. Check this out. Got the GHC Tag Team Championships on the line, where the champs of Naomichi Marufuji, Takashi Sugiura will defend against the team of Akitoshi Sato and Muhammad Yone. Wow, good to see Muhammad Yone get a title shot. Hey, I can dig it. And even the GHC Junior Heavyweight Tag Team titles will be on the line as well. The champs of Shuji Kondo and Ita will defend against Hayata and Yohei. So that should be a lot of fun. We're going to get a rematch. Daga will get his rematch. Daga will get his rematch for the GHC Junior Heavyweight Championship against Amakusa. So looking forward to this run back. This should be very action-packed, very high-flying. So definitely looking forward to that. But yeah, I got a couple of good matches to check out, along with the finals of the N-1 Victory Tournament. So that's good. That's really, really good. But once they finalize the card for this show, I'll do a preview of it. I'll do a preview of it. But yeah, looking forward to it. Okay. Before we move on to the 5-Star Grand Prix, as all the block matches have been completed, and we're going to talk about the playoffs. But before we do that, here's a quick word from the sponsor of this video, Game Beauty. Check them out. As you continue to enjoy content here at Blitzball Champ Gaming, be sure you take a moment to check out Game Beauty. Beauty inspired by gaming. Game Beauty brings to you video game related makeup and cosmetic products. You have products such as eyeshadow palettes, elemental pearl highlighters, eyeshadow brushes, liquid eyeliner pens by Akideris, and even non-makeup products like graphic tees. They even have special collaboration makeup kits, such as this Persona 5 Heat Wave Brush Single, Metaverse Bundle, and even a Phantom Thieves limited edition makeup collection. Also remember that Game Beauty provides international shipping of $60 or more. And if you use the promo code BlitzballChamp, all in caps, you can get 10% off of your order. So be sure to use that to your advantage. Now, back to your regularly scheduled video. Enjoy, and thank you. All right. It's time to go over the final block standings for the World Wonder Ring Stardom 5-Star Grand Prix 2024 tournament. So, the block matches have been complete, but there's still a few outstanding scenarios because not the entire playoffs have been set yet. We're going to talk about it, but just It's very interesting. Very interesting. So, let's dive right on in. Okay. Starting with the Red Stars A block. Okay. Oh, man. Oof. Oof. So, sitting at the bottom with a final score of 0 points. A big old goose egg with a final record of 0-6 is the Pineapple Girl from Cosmic Angels, Yuna Mizumori. Yeah, lost all 6 of her matches to Maika, Hazuki, Ryoka, Natsupoi, Konami, and Manami. You know, this is what I don't understand. Why would you have a competitor go through qualifier tournament, qualify for this, ends up winning the tournament to qualify for this, only for her to lose every match in her block? Like, I don't get that. I really don't get that. She won the Red Stars A qualifier, and yet ended up losing every single block match she had. Like, why even put her in this tournament? No offense, but why even put her in this tournament for her to just, and it's not like she was just put in this tournament. She won the qualifier to get into this tournament, only to lose every match. I just think that's really dumb booking, if you ask me that. That's not a good look. That's really not a good look. And I kind of feel for Yuna Mizumori, but yeah, goose egg. Lost all 6 of her matches. You hate to see it. Okay, you had one competitor finish with a final record of 1-4-1 with 3 points total. From Hate is Ruaka. So her one victory was over Yuna Mizumori. 4 losses to Maika, Hazuki, Natsupoi, and Konami, and had 1 draw with Manami. Yeah, not really that surprised, to be honest with you, but yeah. Not a strong showing for Ruaka, who's a former Future of Stardom champion, but it is what it is. Okay, sitting with a final record of 2-3-1 with 5 points total from Sendai Girls is Manami. She had the 2 victories over Konami and Yuna Mizumori, which that was quite a pretty big upset, her beating Konami. 3 losses to Natsupoi, Hazuki, and Maika, and had the 1 draw with Ruaka. Well, only got 2 wins, but I really wasn't too sure how she was going to do in this tournament, but she definitely did her thing with all those woo chants. All right. Sitting with a final record of 3-3, 6 points total, also from Hate, is Konami. Konami, 3 victories over Yuna Mizumori, Ruaka, and Hazuki, and 3 losses to Maika, Natsupoi, and Manami. Honestly thought she would have done a little better than 6 points, but yeah. And see, this is another one. Konami's another one that still has yet to win a singles championship in Stardom. Like, I don't know when she will finally do that, or if she will ever do that, but I think she's also long overdue. But we'll see. Okay, we had one competitor finish with a final record of 3-2-1 for 7 points, and that is Hazuki. Once again, coming up short in this tournament. Her 3 victories were over Ruoka, Manami, and Yunamizumori. 2 losses, 2 big losses to Konami and Maika, and had the 1 draw with Natsupoi. Really came down to the wire for her, but came up short and therefore wasn't able to make the playoffs. But Hazuki's another one. Only singles title she's ever held in Stardom was the High Speed Championship. Hasn't had another singles title since. So, yeah. A lot of people want to see Wonder of Stardom champion Hazuki, but who knows when that'll ever happen. But it looks like they may be playing up a story for her to eventually challenge for that title, which is currently held by our number 2 seeded Wonder of Stardom champion, who finished with 9 points total on a record of 4-1-1, Natsupoi. Natsupoi from Cosmic Angels. Oh, and I forgot to mention Hazuki's from Stars. But yeah, Natsupoi. Current Wonder of Stardom champion. Finished with a record of 4-1-1. She had 4 victories over Ruoka, Konami, Manami, and Yunamizumori. Had the 1 loss to Maika and the 1 draw with Hazuki. So, a great showing overall in this tournament from Natsupoi, and therefore was able to secure the number 2 seed of the Red Stars A to advance to the playoffs. So, congratulations to Natsupoi on advancing. This is pretty big for her. And finally, the overall winner of the Red Stars A block with a clean sweep, going undefeated with a record of 6-0, 12 points total to secure the number 1 seed, and pretty much the only one in this whole tournament to finish the block matches undefeated, is Maika. Former World of Stardom champion Maika, part of Empress Nexus Venus. Maika with a very strong showing in this tournament to secure the number 1 seed, as she has won all 6 of her matches over Hazuki, Ruoka, Natsupoi, Konami, Manami, Yunamizumori. She is going into the playoffs with the biggest amount of momentum, not having been defeated. So who knows? Some could say she might be the favorite to win the 5-Star Grand Prix this year. Remember, she was in the finals last year, but ended up losing to Suzu Suzuki. So, hey, I'm just saying, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. But for Red Stars A, number 2 seed, Natsupoi, number 1 seed, Maika. Congratulations to both of those ladies. All right, let's go to the Red Stars B. Okay, Red Stars B, this is where it gets interesting. Okay, let's go through the final numbers. Oh, man. This is something you normally don't see. But you had one competitor in the Red Stars B that also, just like Yunamizumori, also finished winless with a big old goose egg on a final record of 0-6. And that just so happens to be the leader of Cosmic Angels herself, Tam Nakano. Wow. Wow. We're talking about somebody that was once a double champion, holding both the World and Wonder of Stardom championships. And she just ended up with a big old goose egg in this tournament. That's right. The leader of Cosmic Angels has lost all 6 of her matches to Mayu Iwatani, Momo Watanabe, Azumi, Mei Seira, Saya Ida, and Tomoko Inaba. Wow. Wow. And you know what the messed up thing about this is? She's still going to get a title shot. She's still going to get a title shot on the finals day against Natsuko Tora. Big old goose egg in this tournament, yet she's about to get a shot at the top title of the promotion. Wow. That's funny. That's funny. Says a lot. Anyway, let's keep going. We had 2 competitors that finished tied at 4 points apiece, both with 2-4 records. And they are Momo Watanabe and Saya Ida. Let's take a look at Saya Ida from Stars. 2-4, she had the 2 victories, 2 big victories actually, over Tam Nakano and Azumi. But 4 losses to Mayu Iwatani, Momo Watanabe, Mei Seira, and Tomoka Inaba. So, bad tournament, but her 2 victories were big victories. So at least I give that to her. And then from Hate, Momo Watanabe, 2-4. Her 2 victories were over Tam Nakano and Saya Ida. Her 4 losses were to Mayu Iwatani, Azumi, Mei Seira, and Tomoka Inaba. So, Momo Watanabe, who also greatly struggled, went on a losing streak, but was able to hash out 2 victories before the end of this tournament. Or at least before the end of the block matches. So, but looking pretty bad for Momo Watanabe as well. Okay. We had 3 ladies finish with the exact same record of 3-1-2, all 3 with 8 points. And they are Azumi, Mei Seira, and Tomoka Inaba. Alright, let's start with Tomoka Inaba from Just Tap Out, the current Queen of JTO champion. Also part of God's Eye. She has the 3 victories over Tam Nakano, Momo Watanabe, and Saya Ida. Has the 1 loss to Mayu Iwatani, which was a pretty freaking quick match, unfortunately. That match was way too quick. And 2 draws with Mei Seira and Azumi. Okay. Overall, pretty solid tournament for her. We have the high-speed champion representing not Empress Nexus Venus, Neo Genesis, and that is Mei Seira. Her 3 victories were over Tam Nakano, Momo Watanabe, and Saya Ida. 1 loss to Mayu Iwatani, and the 2 draws to Tomoka Inaba and Azumi. So, great showing from her. And then you had Azumi, also from Neo Genesis. Her 3 victories were over Mayu Iwatani, Tam Nakano, and Momo Watanabe. Her 1 loss was to Saya Ida, and her 2 draws were to Mei Seira and Tomoka Inaba. Now, being that all 3 of these ladies are tied with each other at 3-1-2, and also has draws with each other. Like, they both have the same draws. They have ended up tied for the number 2 seed. So therefore, these ladies, all three of these ladies, Azumi, Mei Seira, Tomoka Inaba, will have one more match. Will have a play-in match against each other, triple threat, where the winner will take the number 2 seed of the Red Stars B and will punch their ticket into the playoffs. So, Azumi, Mei Seira, Tomoka Inaba gonna duke it out one last time to secure the number 2 seed. But with that being said, we know who has secured the number 1 seed, and that is the icon of Stardom, current IWGP Women's Champion, who has 10 points on a 5-1 record, Mayu Iwatani from Stars. So, Mayu, 5 victories over Tam Nakano, Momo Watanabe, Mei Seira, Saya Ida, Tomoka Inaba, had the 1 loss to Azumi. But she does secure the number 1 seed. So she's got the number 1 seed. So now we just await the final 3 ladies to have their match to determine the number 2 seed. But quite an interesting finish to the Red Stars B block. All right, let's go to Blue Stars A. So switching to a different color, let's do it. All right, Blue Stars A. All right, we had one competitor that finished at the bottom with 3 points total on a 1-4-1 record, which is Miyu Amasaki from Neo Genesis. She was also the one that qualified for the Blue Stars A. And, well, at least she did get 1 win, but still, had a pretty rough tournament. She got the 1 victory over Zena, 4 losses to Saori Ano, Shuri, Koguma, and Anna Jay, and the 1 draw with Starlight Kid, which was an awesome match, by the way. I thought she was going to pull off the upset for a moment, but that was definitely her best match. Definitely her best match. But, yeah, only 3 points. Pretty rough for Miyu Amasaki. Pretty rough for Kevin. All right, we had one competitor that finished with a final record of 2-4 for 4 points. That is Zena from Empress Nexus Venus. Her only 2 points, her 2 victories were over Koguma and Anna Jay. Her 4 losses were to Miyu Amasaki, Starlight Kid, Shuri, and Saori Ano. So, pretty rough tournament for her as well. All right, we have 2 competitors that finished with 6 points on 3-3 records, and they are Koguma and Anna Jay. Let's take a look at Anna Jay, of course, from AEW. 3 victories over Miyu Amasaki, Koguma, and big upset over Saori Ano, but 3 losses to Shuri, Starlight Kid, and Zena. So, you know what? For this being her first Japan tour through Stardom with this tournament, I think Anna Jay did pretty good. I think she did pretty good. Finished at an even 3-3. Not bad. Not bad at all. Not to mention, look at the victories she got. She beat Miyu Amasaki. She was able to submit Koguma. And she pinned the current Sendai Girls World Champion, Saori Ano. She beat Saori Ano in her first match. That's pretty impressive. And I definitely believe Anna Jay has improved with her being in this tournament. So, hey, I'm happy for her. I'm happy for her. And I know some people are going to be like, oh, she should have never beaten Sariano or Koguma or anything. We have to keep in mind, this is a round-robin tournament. Y'all should know by now, with as many round-robin tournaments that have taken place in Japan across different promotions, all sorts of crazy upsets are going to happen. Y'all know this. Y'all know this. Come on. Anyway, Koguma. Koguma from Stars, the high-speed genius. 3 victories over Miyu Hamasaki, Shuri, and Sariano. Oh, those are two big victories. Those last two I mentioned. But 3 losses to Starlight Kid, Xena, and Anna Jay. But I think it is pretty impressive that she was able to beat Sariano and Shuri. I mean, that's big. Alrighty, we had 2 competitors, or excuse me, no. We had 1 competitor that finished with 7 points total on a final record of 3-2-1, representing Cosmic Angels as the current Sendai Girls World Champion, and also 1/3 of the current Artists of Stardom Trios Champions, Sariano. 3 victories over Miyu Hamasaki, Xena, and Shuri. 2 losses to Koguma and Anna Jay, and the 1 draw with Starlight Kid. She came very, very close to taking one of the seeds in this block, but because of the final match that went down on the 25th, that really sealed her fate. That pretty much sealed her fate. Not to mention, her losing to Koguma hurt. Hurt really, really bad for her. So. And then, the last 2 ladies, both advancing to the playoffs, both finishing with 8 points, Starlight Kid and Shuri. So let's take a look at Starlight Kid. Her final record was 3-1-2. She had 3 victories over Xena, Koguma, Anna Jay. She had the 1 loss to Shuri, and the 2 draws with Miyu Hamasaki and Sariano. So Starlight Kid from Neo Genesis was able to secure the number 2 seed of the Blue Stars A to advance to the playoffs. So congratulations to her. Great showing in this tournament for Starlight Kid. But securing the number 1 seed of the Blue Stars A, final record of 4-2, 8 points, is the leader of God's Eye, Shuri. My girl, Shuri. 4 victories over Starlight Kid, Xena, Anna Jay, and Miyu Hamasaki. She had the 2 losses to Koguma and Sariano. So, great showing from Shuri, securing that number 1 seed. And we got to remember, Shuri has won a 5-star Grand Prix before a couple of years ago. So this, she is definitely a threat. She is definitely a threat. But we'll see what happens. But for Blue Stars A, your number 2 seed, Starlight Kid. Your number 1 seed, Shuri. All right. Let's go to Blue Stars B. All right, here's another one where the ending is still kind of tricky and up in the air. But let's go through the standings. All right, sitting at the bottom, tied at 4 points apiece, both finishing with 2-4 records, are Tekla and Rana Yagami. Let's take a look at Tekla, representing Hate, and is also 1/2 of the Goddess of Stardom Tag Team Champs. 2-4, 2 victories over Rana Yagami and Risa Sera, which was a victory by disqualification, technically. 4 losses to Suzu Suzuki, Saya Kamatani, Hanan, and Saki Kashima. So, pretty rough for the Toxic Spider. Rana Yagami, 2-4, representing God's Eye. She had 2 victories over Hanan and Saki Kashima. Definitely a big, big upset over Hanan. Very impressive. But 4 losses to Risa Sera, Thekla, Saya Kamatani, and Suzu Suzuki. So, tough tournament for Rana Yagami. But, hey, not too bad as far as, who she was able to defeat. Okay. We have 2 competitors that finished with 6 points each on a final record of 3-3. They are Saki Kashima and Risa Sera. Let's take a look at Risa Sera, of course, from Prominence. Risa Sera, 3 victories over Saki Kashima, Rana Yagami, and Suzu Suzuki. But 3 losses to Saya Kamatani, Hanan, and Thekla. Had quite a heated showdown between her and Thekla, so I would not be surprised if they met again in maybe a singles match later. But yeah, Risa Sera didn't do as good as I hoped for, but at least it was good to see her back in this tournament. Saki Kashima, who was advertising her Fist of the North Star Pachinko throughout this tournament. 3 victories over Thekla, Hanan, and the big upset over Saya Kamatani. But 3 losses to Suzu Suzuki, Rana Yagami, and Risa Sera. So, not too bad for her, but like I said, she got the big upset over Saya Kamatani, so that was a pretty big deal. But she did her Pachinko advertisement throughout much of this tournament. So, hey, hope everybody got the word. Okay. We have 2 competitors. This is where it gets interesting. We got 2 competitors that finished with 7 points total with a final record of 3-2-1. They are last year's winner from Neo Genesis, Suzu Suzuki, and this year's Cinderella Tournament winner from Stars, Hanan. Let's take a look at Hanan first. 3 victories over Risa Sera, Thekla, and Saya Kamatani. 2 losses to Rana Yagami and Saki Kashima, and the 1 draw with Suzu Suzuki. Okay. Now for Suzu, same record. Her 3 victories were over Rana Yagami, Saki Kashima, and Thekla. Her 2 losses were to Saya Kamatani and Risa Sera. And her 1 draw was to Hanan. So being that both of these ladies have the same record but don't have the tiebreaker one over the other, these 2 are tied for the number 2 seed. So therefore, they will have 1 more play-in match. The run back. Suzu Suzuki versus Hanan. And the winner will take the number 2 seed of the Blue Stars B. So, we'll see what happens. But they're going to have to duke it out one more time. Okay. And then, securing the number 1 seed of the Blue Stars B with a final record of 4-2 with 8 points is the Phoenix Queen from Hate, Saya Kamatani. She has victories over Risa Sera, Thekla, Rana Yagami, and Suzu Suzuki. And her 2 losses were to Hanan and Saki Kashima. So, great showing from Saya Kamitani. She takes the #1 seed. So, congratulations to her. And as I've said, Suzu and Hanan will battle it out one more time for the #2 seed. And there you have it. Your final block standings for the 5-Star Grand Prix 2024. So, with that being said, the way that the playoffs will work. Oh, and also, shout out to God's Eyes Ami Sore, who was in attendance for this show. She got on the mic as well. But yeah, she was in attendance. Of course, she's recovering from her ACL torn meniscus. But yeah, looks like she won't be back until sometime next year. But she actually took part in an autograph session in Fukushima. So thought that was really cool. But yeah, it was really good to see Ami Sore. I marked out for her because I'm a big fan of Ami Sore. That's one of my girls. So it was good to see her. But speedy recovery for God's favorite or God's chosen big girl, Ami Sore. Okay, so for the playoffs, here is how this is going to work. Here, let me pull up the graphic. Bear with me 1 second. Okay, found it. Here's how it's going to work. All right. And actually, here, let me move this to the side. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so the way the playoffs are going to work, on August 28th, which is in 2 days, excuse me, August 28th, we're going to have the quarterfinals. Going to have 4 quarterfinal matches. So the Red Stars A, #1 seed, will face the Red Stars B, #2 seed. So in this case, it would be Maika versus either Azumi, Meisera, or Tomoka Inaba, depending on who wins that play-in match. So either Azumi, Meisera, or Tomoka Inaba will face Maika in this quarterfinal matchup. And then we have the Red Stars A, #2 seed, versus the Red Stars B, #1 seed. Which would mean Natsupoi versus Mayu Iwatani. Oof. That's going to be tough. That's going to be really, really tough. And see, the thing is, the play-in match between Azumi, Meisera, and Tomoka Inaba will also happen on the 28th as well. So one of those ladies is going to have to do double duty on the 28th. But who do I think will win? Azumi, Meisera, or Tomoka Inaba? If you ask me, I think it would be kind of cool to see Tomoka Inaba get a rematch against Maika in the quarterfinals. I think it would be pretty cool to see. But something tells me it's probably going to end up being Azumi. Which I like all 3 of these ladies. But I think Azumi is probably going to win that triple threat. And will face Maika. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. And then, as far as Mayu Iwatani versus Natsupoi, oof, that's tough. That is tough. I mean, Natsupoi has been on a roll since since returning and becoming Wonder of Stardom champion, now she looks like a legit threat because now she's been actually winning singles matches. So, yeah. I mean, Mayu doesn't necessarily need this tournament, but she does. But this is her chance of becoming, I believe she would become the first ever 2-time 5-star Grand Prix winner. But we'll see. But I think Natsupoi will probably pull the upset. I think she'll pull off the upset, but we'll see. And then for Blue Stars quarterfinal matchups, we got Blue Stars A, number 1 seed, versus Blue Stars B, number 2 seed, which means it will be Shuri versus the winner between Suzu Suzuki and Hanan. So, I'm honestly thinking it's probably going to be Suzu that beats Hanan. I could be wrong, but I think we're going to get Suzu versus Shuri. I do see Shuri at least making it to the semis, but I think that's where she probably loses, is in the semis. And then the number 2 seed of Blue Stars A versus the number 1 seed of Blue Stars B, which would mean Starlight Kid versus Saya Kamitani. Starlight Kid versus Saya Kamitani, but I think Saya Kamitani advances. But overall, the semifinals and the finals will be on August 31st. But to keep it real with y'all, something tells me, I got a feeling that with all that she's gone through, and the type of transformation she has made, I got a feeling Saya Kamitani is going to end up winning the 5-star Grand Prix this year. I just have that feeling it's going to be Saya Kamitani. Although Micah is a possibility as well, because remember, she didn't win the tournament last year. Suzu did. She just won the title opportunity. She won the title match at Stardom Dream Queendom. So Micah could win it as well, but I think for story purposes and just for how the way things have been going, I think Saya Kamitani is probably the best pick to win this tournament. But we'll see. We'll see. Looking forward to it. The 28 can't get here quick enough. But anyway, it's been a great tournament. It's definitely been a great tournament. Very interesting as well. But there we have it. And that'll do it for this video. Talk for quite a lot. And the interesting thing is they got the Marigold Dreamstar schedule up. So I've went ahead and I've made the spreadsheet for that. So, which, just to remind everybody, that tournament will start September 1st. Or excuse me, not September 1st. August 31st. So actually, wow, that tournament starts the same night as the 5-star Grand Prix finals. Oh, man. And speaking of Marigold, it was just announced, well, not official announcement, but via Tokyo Sports, that Marigold, that's right, Marigold will have a tour in the U.S. next year in Las Vegas during WrestleMania week. That's right. Marigold is coming to the States next year. I'm actually very excited about that. Although we'll get a chance, hopefully, to see them in Japan when I go to Japan at the end of this year, because they got the New Year show that they're going to be doing while I'm there. So hopefully I'll get to check out Marigold there as well as in the U.S. But yeah, definitely think that's awesome. Looking forward to that. Hopefully they'll hash out more details as it gets closer. But anyway, that'll do it for this video. Don't forget to check out Game Beauty and let me know what y'all's thoughts are. How do y'all feel about Ryo Mizunami winning the Tokyo Princess Cup 11? Let me know how y'all feel about the N-1 Victory 2024 tournament. We got our finals. Keno versus Kaito Kiyomiya, GHC heavyweight champion on the heavyweight championship on the line as well as this tournament. And 5-star Grand Prix. What do you think about the playoffs? Who do you think is going to secure the Red Stars B and the Blue Stars B number 2 seeds? Let me know your thoughts there. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell while you're at it. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. For another Pro Wrestling Talk brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the Tube, I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. Hope everybody has a blessed week, and I will see y'all in the next video and or live stream. Peace.